welcome to Retro Rottie. We are so happy you could join us for the very first Activity Week. The idea is that we occasionally gather together to help each other make fine accessories for our beloved retro tech items using a range of different arts and crafts. I'm making my dust cover for my new Commodore 64 Ultimate, but of course you can adapt this activity week for any of your favourite microcomputers. If you want to draw around your Amstrad, Acorn, Apple, Amiga, Atari or Spectrum, they don't all begin with an A, that's more than A-OK on Retro Rottie. I'm making mine out of coloured cardboard, which I will reinforce, decorate and possibly laminate, and I think that will be fine for me and my C64 Ultimate. I think it will last long enough to make the effort more than worthwhile. But of course, if you have other craft skills you'd like to use and would prefer to prototype in cardboard and then upgrade to leather, canvas, plywood, plexiglass or anything else, that's terrific. And Retro Rottie would love to hear from you in the comments or an email and maybe see a picture of your result. This is the Retro Tech Community channel where we love to give credit to others every week. I'll just take a moment to show you the very minimal set of arts and crafts tools assembled for my dust cover project. Don't worry, you probably don't strictly need more than about half of them. You should be able to improvise from what you and the family already have lying around the house. If you don't have them already, it probably is worth investing in an average quality pair of scissors designed for cutting card and a small, or perhaps medium, portion of some reliable glue. I think I've figured out a way to make this project quite easily achievable by breaking it into a few main steps. Many of you have probably already guessed how to do it and may already be making progress, but I've assembled a big collection of still photos to help walk you through the build. First, I'll lift my computer into different positions to carefully draw around the different dimensions with a little to spare so as to create template pieces for the main panels that will make up the dust cover. I won't join these together. I'll label them as template pieces and store them flat in a portfolio so that if I ever need to make another dust cover, I will have a head start. It's important to remember to either add small gluing areas I call joining flaps to certain edges of our template panels, or else make additional separate template pieces, narrow strips of card that can be later creased in half and glued to two adjacent surfaces. Secondly, I'll trace all my template pieces onto fresh card, and this time I will fold and glue and press until I have a semblance of a dust cover that hopefully fits my Commodore 64 Ultimate. Thirdly, after a few checks and noting any slight adjustments to the fit, if any, I'll return to the templates and trace another copy onto fresh card, this time using more than one colour of card. I want this to be the carcass of my finished dust cover, so I'll work slowly and crease every flap or joining tab piece as precisely as I can and glue together carefully. Then, when the glue is fully set and the cover fits A-OK, all that remains is to reinforce the inside, only if you want to, which may depend on the thickness of your original cardstock. Mine was perhaps a little on the thin side, then decorate your dust cover however you choose, and optionally further protect your design on the outside by laminating with sticky back plastic. I'll show you a few ideas for decorating your microcomputer dust cover, though I expect many of you 8-bit micro mega fans may be rather more blessed than I in the art department, so we really look forward to seeing your artwork. As always, friends, Retro Rottie needs you. Depending on which microcomputer you've decided to protect and decorate, you might consider it appropriate to generate some authentic PETSCII artwork to occupy pride of place on your beautiful new dust cover. Of course, I'm thinking of the Commodore users there, but if your case is for a different micro, there's always ASCII artwork or code snippets from your favorite form of BASIC or assembly language, or even machine code displayed as raw, hexadecimal or binary. If you are anything like me, you might be able to see a form of beauty in the numeric patterns. You may wish to take screen grabs from some of your favorite games and or productivity programs, scale them, rotate them to different angles and patch them onto your cardboard dust cover. For me, this would probably be a particularly appealing idea if and when I make a cover for an Amiga, but that's just me. My Commodore 64 Ultimate included this high-quality set of stickers in the box. Whether you have a computer that came with nice stickers or you have sourced some from elsewhere, this could be a quick and easy way to get started decorating your dust cover. The C64 is famous for its rainbow-striped case badge. I'm thinking of trying to approximate the Commodore rainbow by cutting and gluing strips of these coloured cards from this multi-pack, which coincidentally at first glance appears to be a strikingly close match to the Commodore colours. So there you have it, friends, a finished personalised dust cover to keep my Commodore 64 Ultimate or your microcomputer of your choice looking its best with its fine keyboard working optimally for many years to come. That's all we have time for today, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. Whether you liked the video or not, it only takes one quick click to let us know. But if you can spare us a wee whisker more of your time, we'd love to hear your views in the comments or by email. Remember, we'd really love to share your own retro tech, arts and crafts efforts from time to time, because Retro Rottie has always been about the we, not just me. Until next time, friends, please stay nice and well. I really need to go for some Rottweiler snuggles, so it's a goodbye from me.